Hey, this is Jen. I wanted to offer some guidance for World Mental Health Day on how to interact with people with chronic pain and chronic health conditions because I know you want to lend your support and sometimes you don't know what to ask or what to say. We're not a monolith. Everyone is going to have a your mileage may vary situation. We're all different, and that's what makes life interesting. But I thought I'd offer just my perspective on things that either drive me nuts or things I love. So here we go. Number one, stop calling us warriors, battlers, or telling us how tough we are. We know that we're tougher than your average bear. We're dealing with lupus and Hodgkin's and MS and a million things, cancer. But when you put us in a situation where we have to be tough all the time, then we're not allowed to tell you when we're not feeling tough. And it's okay to not be okay. We have to deal with so much more that you cannot even begin to comprehend. And sometimes, especially with the people we're close to, we do want to talk about it a little bit. And putting us in this sort of battle mentality, oh, you're such a fighter, this idea of a fight. The problem is it gives too much power to our condition. We're just people. We're men, we're women, we're kids, we're just people that are your friends and neighbors and lovers. And we don't want to have to be this sort of person on a pedestal or this, Wonder Woman type figure. Because when you say we're battling, there's a winner and a loser in the fight. And we don't want to give the power to cancer or lupus or whatever it is that is affecting us. So I would say to stop doing that. Instead, just kind of empathize. Like, that sucks. I'm so sorry. You don't deserve this. You're such a good person. Talk about our qualities, our personality, and just, relate like that must be really hard, or I can't imagine that kind of thing. And to kind of go into it a little more, I love when people say, if you ever need to talk, let me know, or if you ever need anything, ask. But it does, and I am guilty of that too, but it does put a lot of the burden on the person to ask. So checking in a lot is good, I think. Just checking in, even offering like concrete solutions, like, hey, I'm doing my outside yard work. Do you need a hand? That kind of thing. That's very much appreciated, whatever the issue is. Along those lines, asking us if we're feeling better constantly is really hard because these are chronic conditions. They're not going away. There's no magic 8 ball or no wish that's going to make these things go away. We are going to be dealing with them, most of us, for like the rest of our lives. So, how are you? Or, oh, are you feeling better? Is very stressful for us. I always say that I think we expend almost 3 times more energy than the average person because we're expending like 2 times as much just to get out there and do things, and then 3 times because we're putting on a front. I am guilty of putting on this idea of perfectionism or doing my best to prevent pity or not to complain or to just have people see me for who I am. So I feel like we are expending a lot of energy on making you forget. So by constantly asking us, again, this fighter idea, this idea of we must be failing if we're not doing better. So just, try different approaches like, hey, how's today going? Or what's new? That's a good thing. Constantly going for how are you feeling is a little hard, even if it's, of course, meant from the heart and has, really good intentions behind it. I would say another thing not to do is kind of to constantly comment on our health. Like if we're wearing knee braces or ankle braces or using a cane or using a wheelchair or something that is new, or we have a rash or whatever it is, you don't need to constantly comment on it. You don't need to say, "Oh, today you're going with the leg braces," or whatever it is. You could just, ignore that. And then if we feel like talking about it, we will. I It's very hard. I've had people in my life who I know really cared about me, who were constantly kind of commenting on things, and it's a little bit tricky, yes. And along those lines, just be careful how you are, especially if it's a dating relationship or there's a romantic involvement or just a social friendship where you want to go and do things. Don't make us feel like we're a burden. A lot of times, people with autoimmune conditions and cancer and all kinds of things, we have good days and we have bad days, and sometimes we don't know. So we can plan to do something and then something can pop up. I was describing it to a friend as like, I can be totally fine 1 hour, and then the next hour, my knee's given out. Like, we don't know what's going on from 1 minute to the next. And that's why it's really hard. And we know how tough we are. Yes. But we also don't need the reminder of you can't do this, like taking a day trip or a road trip or taking us on a trip. I dated somebody who loved to talk about the places he was going to bring me. And then right before it would get to a part where we would actually plan, he would say things like, "Oh, but you can't. Oh, you're back. Oh, it just it really hurt." And I kept like overlooking it or something, and that is really hard, so don't do that. Just like I have a friend who would cancel plans with friends, and just it made them feel like they had to stay in their apartment a lot more, not to disappoint people. So do be aware of that. Just say, if you're feeling up to it, let's do a day trip, that kind of thing. Again, we are people. We're not warriors. We're not on a pedestal. We are your friends, your lovers, your family. Just men, women interact with us like this. Along those lines, too, is I know I have friends who fear complaining to us. And okay, I do have to say it is a little tricky and maybe watch sometimes like we kind of maybe privately laugh at like the women who have to run on an Instagram to say when it's their period or, oh, my elbow hurts or whatever it is. Or the guy who's like, yeah, I worked out too hard at the gym and now I'm toast for a couple days. So I know what you're going through. That kind of thing. We might laugh at that a little bit. But also, if we care about you, please feel free to tell us about your own health issues because we do love you and we want to, look out for you as well. So please don't feel like you have to walk on eggshells around us. I think I sort of always treated, especially men, like that, like walking on eggshells around them. And you know what? It's no way to be, essentially. Yes. So we also do not need to be fixed by you. And this is a situation, especially for romantic relationships, because men, and I love men, but a lot of times they want to fix us and they want that solution to be simple and they want it to be fast. And so they don't understand why everything doesn't work like an episode of ER, that kind of thing. We don't need you to constantly say, hey, have you tried acupuncture? Have you tried this? Have you tried, Reiki? Have you tried Listen, we see doctors enough. We go through enough. We are pin cushions. We go through enough things. So we might want to talk to you about, hey, I have a couple of surgery options or something. Let's weigh the pros and cons together. Or I would like to know what you think about this. That's okay when it's coming from us. And sometimes it is hard to fight that instinct to want to fix us, but it does get old. I had to kind of tell friends to stop sending me instant great fixes of back surgery options. I've had 5 major spinal fusion surgeries, learned how to walk again like 4 times essentially. And, so everybody thought, well, we can get rid of her chronic pain. And so when they would see something on TV, and it was, of course, out of the goodness of their hearts, they would send me a thing to read about, or they'd send me these photos. And it's just not what we want to do, not how we want to be. Don't tell the person going through cancer, various alternative treatments that, if you have healing rocks or something or energy, if you believe in that, that is awesome. And maybe, mind over matter, but let them take care of their medical condition and come to you when we maybe need a ride to the doctor or we want a buddy or we're going through something really heavy. Yes. So these are just a few of my thoughts on dealing with your friends, lovers, family members going through chronic health conditions and chronic pain. Please, whatever you do, do not make us feel like a burden. I think that is the most important thing is, or I've had so many people walk away or ghost over the years because they just don't know what to do and it's uncomfortable because I will always have to deal with pain or health issues. And so they don't understand why life doesn't work like Rocky. Why can't I just win or get the KO? And so people do walk away, and that's fine if you're one of them. Please walk away fast. Don't toy with us. Don't make us feel like we're ruining your party or your plans. Um, Definitely be a good friend if you're somebody who goes and like, if we went out on 2 dates or something, that's fine. But if you're ghosting us like the last person I loved, like in a cancer scare, and then waiting until we get the good news to tell us, hey, I hooked up with somebody who basically is you, but with no bad back like a month ago, that's not cool. And yes, that actually happened last year. So what I want to say is just be a good person. Think, would I ever treat somebody like this myself? How would I feel if I wasn't just a good friend to them? Like, again, put romance out of it. If you're going through a cancer scare, pick up the damn phone or type a few sentences, that kind of thing. So please don't ghost on us. And if you are a person who says, hey, this is just too much, just say it and we will understand completely. But I think where the pain comes in and makes us feel like it's our fault is when that is, the end all be all for the relationship. Like, well, if they didn't have this, then I would be with them, that kind of thing. So I know most of you guys care from the goodness of your heart, and I do want to thank my family and friends and the people I love for being supportive and wanting to do this. And I fail all the time when I'm dealing with others too. But I thought this might offer some insights on what it's like to have these conditions and just go about the day and maybe some things to think about when you're conversing with us. So thank you so much. Bye bye.